Good morning, everybody. Whew, I hope everybody had a great weekend. And what's gonna happen today? We all have our own thoughts and opinions, and just taking a guess, we will talk about it today and a few other things. Let's see who all is in here. Kevin B was the first. Kathy, she said, dum, 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 dawn. Jenny Rose, when is the hearing? 1 p.m. Eastern time. I hear it's going to be streamed. I cannot get any verification. I don't know if WJHL is streaming it, WVLT, or both. People are mentioning different YouTube channels, but they would, unless they're live in the courtroom, and I don't think that's the case, they would have to be streaming it from one of the local media outfits. So I'm going to put a live up in case they do stream it. If not, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Robin Wolf, good morning. Good morning. They're my girl cat. They're my girl cat. Superior Dreams. I love that. Not a Wells supporter or hair supporter. Change it up. I got you. The other Sharon, good morning. Good morning. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Jessica, excited for today's live. Me too. Hello, Sky Chan. How is everyone doing? As I'm going through the names, I got to put this up, okay? I love stuff like this, and I wish I read this in Morgan Freeman's voice, okay, you guys? Morgan Freeman once said, self-control is strength. Calmness is mastery. You have to get to a point where your mood doesn't shift based on the insignificant actions of someone else. Don't allow others to control the direction of your life. Don't allow your emotions to overpower your what? Hang on. Yeah, overpower something. But anyway, we can fill in the blanks. Maybe I got it on here. Anyway, I loved that. Sarah Perigo, good morning. So there was no football on this weekend unless we watched that lame Pro Bowl. Melissa B, woohoo! I made it to alive. I'm glad you're here. Glad you are here. Glad everybody's here. Even though we just saw you guys on Friday, it feels like it's been a month of Sundays since I've seen you. Alice, good morning. Hello, Angel P. JD Butter. Greetings all. Greetings to you. Greetings to you. JD said, I hope they keep him. Man, I really wish they would separate these two too, but we'll get through it. We'll talk about it in the show and kind of what's most likely. I don't know. There's Juicy Tequila Bobo. Holly Beans in the house. Hello, Jules. Melissa Olson, good morning. Hopefully I got everybody. The chat's moving fast. The only way, there's Dr. Clark. Can't ever miss Dr. Clark. Matrix, can't ever miss that. Chris Melcher, good morning. KJ said, well, court is at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I was always under the impression it was at 9 a.m. But they say it's 1 p.m. And I do not know if it's being streamed or not. I looked on WJHL and WVLT. So, East Coast Mama, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Sarah. So, I'm glad everybody is here. Let's see if I can get through this real quick. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Marie. Who said, Brookie Brooks? That's me. That's me. I did see a comment. I think it was Robin. She was like, she's typing in caps and she said, I'm not shouting. It's just hard to see. I know the feeling. Trust me. I know the feeling. Hello, Pat. Maria said she heard 9 also. Yeah, so I'm going to check through the show at WJHL because they'll definitely have something up about it. But if not, then we're just going to assume it's 1 o'clock. That's it. Let's see what our friend Kevin B's doing. Hello, Kevin B.
Good morning, Mochara. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good morning, everybody. We are absolutely thrilled that you are here today. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. And yeah, lots of stuff to talk about, right?
You bet. Now, first off, how was your weekend, Kevin?
My weekend was absolutely a memory that I will never forget. I took my granddaughter had a daddy daughter dance, and my son has COVID, so I took her. I wasn't about to let her miss that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was absolutely, I don't even know the word for it. It was awesome. It was beautiful. It was magical. Um, and I don't know, I was just, watching her. And what I did was, well, when I first got, this is funny, when I first got there, man, it was in the gymnasium and I was running all around, trying to keep up with her. I didn't want to lose sight of her because, I mean, let's face it, look at the stuff we talk about.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there thinking, I thought, I got it. So I went over and stood the only way out of the room. That way, she had to go past me to leave the area. So I just let her run with her friends and other kids, and I danced with her. It was just absolutely awesome. It really was.
Now, I have all the pictures, but I didn't want to show one of her. Obviously, we don't want to put, your gorgeous little granddaughter on the internet, but you got her this corsage, which I thought was just beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. And we got purple. That's her favorite color, and that was Summer's favorite color. That's why we did that. Uh, my granddaughter, she also took a picture. She wanted to do a because I kind of told her about Summer. I just said she's a little girl that probably wandered off in Tennessee. I'm not going to go tell her all the details of this, but she wanted to take a picture by the purple balloons, and I'm like, that is so cool. And just some things happened there that if you believe in coincidences, well, then that answered your question. But this is the last thing. I'll quit rambling on about this. But
You're
my
good.
they all of a sudden that Frozen song came on that was on the live,
Mm-hmm.
and this blonde hair, and I sent you the video. A
Yes.
little blonde hair, blue eyed girl just comes running up to my granddaughter and start running around with her on her back. They were both holding hands, running around. Um, and I'm like, man, I just pictured summer. I mean, I don't know, I just did. And but it happened during that Frozen song, and it never happened. And I was just blown away. That I did not expect that at that
Well,
dance.
I think from the live on Friday, that song from Frozen has a totally different meaning.
Exactly, a way different meaning. That was beautiful though that you showed that because when they started that song at the dance, those little girls exploded. I mean, literally.
It's hard not
They
to hear the song now without it's a different context now. And I mean, not crying.
right. And my granddaughter got that Elsa doll last Christmas, not this Christmas, but and it sings that song. And yeah, every time I hear Frozen now, first thing that pops into my mind is that daddy daughter dance, but also summer. It does. It took on a whole new meaning.
Well, I loved the pictures.
Yeah, and I don't know if you want to show them. You can just. I would prefer you just put something over her face.
Yeah, I didn't edit them or anything like that. And she's got too pretty of a face to take it out. So the corsage is enough. She's a gorgeous little girl. You know what I mean?
Thank, thank you.
And I am so glad you guys had such a good time. And
That's so important. And
absolutely.
what really ripped my heart there was, excuse me, Summer deserved that. She deserved that kind of stuff. And I hate saying deserved and not saying deserve, but she deserved that. And it just, I don't know, just seeing all those little girls there and their, I mean, a lot of them had like on Frozen dresses, the
Mhm.
color, the glitter, the blue. It was really, it was moving and it was magical. It was great. One of my best all-time memories ever.
Well, I'm glad that you got to, I mean, of course, I don't want your son to have COVID by any means, but I'm just really glad that you got to have that memory with her.
So am I. And it was, boy, I'll be arguing with my son next. I want to take her to the dance.
Yep.
But
And and every child deserves that. They deserve, you know, to enjoy these things at school and feel special and have the little corsage and like you said, have the cookies and the punch and stuff like that. It must have been like really emotional after Friday's show, and you're just like, every child should have this.
yeah. And you know what really got me on the way to the car? Um, my granddaughter, she looked at me and she goes, "This is the most fun I have ever had."
Wow, I bet it was.
It
She had
was, it
such a
was.
beautiful little dress, her hair all curled and everything. She had the purple corsage, got to have fun with her friends.
Yep, it was absolutely awesome.
Well, I'm glad. Well, do you want to go through some comments, Kevin?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I look forward to them every day.
Me too. Let's get ready. Now, these are from last week's show, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Comments from you guys after the last show. All right. We have a very, very hard time picking out comments because they're all so well thought out, and just you guys put a lot of thought into these shows and what you say afterward. All right, Ernesto said, "I'd like to know how the hell did Candace even get a chance to have any of these kids? Summer and the boys, when she had the others taken, usually they take the kids away and you don't get any more. The only thing I'm thinking is because it's a different state. And so when she left Wisconsin, she didn't exactly leave a forwarding address. She just got on with her new life. But I totally agree, considering what happened in Wisconsin, she shouldn't have been allowed to have custody of any children. What do you think, Kev?"
I'm sorry. What was that, Brooks? I apologize for that.
The
Some,
comment is, "I'd like to know how the hell did Candace even get a chance to have any of these kids, Summer or her brothers, when she had the others taken? Usually they take the kids away, you don't get any more." And I agree. The only thing I can think of is it's a different state. And like I said, in Wisconsin, when she got the hell out of there, she didn't tell him where she was going. So there was no way to
right.
track her, or I don't think there's like really a system if you have more children. I mean, in Wisconsin, they would know. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, and thank God Candace got fixed after she had Summer. You know, um, in my opinion, uh, after the Wisconsin incidents, and this is a terrible thing to say, actually, but she doesn't deserve to have any children. Neither of them do, in my opinion. I mean, look what they have done. They have ruined, not completely ruined those boys' lives and the other two in Wisconsin. One of them, has permanent brain damage from a bat. So yeah, his life, his life was ruined. These boys, they got their life is ruined. They have emotional scars that are going to take therapy. I mean, the stuff that I can't even imagine what they were exposed to. And in my opinion, law enforcement should have took her ovaries in Wisconsin. How's that?
Well, they can't do that, and you can't stop people from having more kids. I think had she had
I
the
know,
children in Wisconsin, they would have been taken at the hospital because she'd already lost two. I think it's
right?
when she was in another state.
I mean, you know what? I mean, I just started following true crime, back when I stumbled on your channel.
Hmm.
And
Glad you
I
did.
have never seen somebody lose this many kids. Have you?
Just the Turpin family.
Right.
They lost 13 all in one
Holy
swoop.
smokes.
Yep, we did a whole show about that. But nope, that's the
So,
only thing I can think of is that when she had the children, because they were in another state, because you can't stop people from reproducing. It's a popular thing. So can't stop it. I think if it was in Wisconsin, there would have been a case opened up because
and
she did lose the other two.
that's a great point.
All right, we had another comment. Wait, he admitted to being home. When did this happen? If you go back to Wednesday and Thursday's show, you can watch both of them or just one of them. It's the Brian Enton interview, and he slipped. Don slipped and said somebody got her when we weren't paying attention. He didn't say they, he didn't say her mom, he didn't say her, he said we. So we picked up on that and we were talking about that. So that's what that's about.
Yeah, and in my opinion, that is a huge red flag, period.
Quite a slip.
That that is something you cannot ignore because we all know how Dungeon Don talks, okay? So that was a very, very telling statement, in my opinion, and in yours, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Here's another comment. Candace just said Summer wanted her head shaved like her. But then Dawn said that Candace shaved her head so Summer wouldn't feel bad. So which is it? It's opposite day. When when they give you an explanation, that is not what happened. My only thought on that, considering, little girls don't go around saying, I want my head shaved. I'm sorry. I mean, I know a couple of people be like, oh, yeah, my daughter likes her hair short or something like this. We're talking about shaved off. I'm assuming this is like a punishment or something. They're saying that she started whacking on it herself. So they just finished it off. Well, I mean, little girls do cut their own hair, but you don't just shave their whole head.
Yeah, not down to the skin. And also, the other alarming part of that is Summer loved Elsa, okay? And
Mhm.
to me, that tells me that Summer would not have liked her head shaved. Um, no, that little girl, yeah, I don't agree with that whatsoever. And I do agree. In my opinion, it was punishment. In my opinion.
Yep, I think it was punishment too. So, but no, I love this comment. Candace
Oh,
said
yeah.
Summer wanted her head shaved just like her. But then Dawn said Candace shaved her head so Summer wouldn't feel bad. So which is it? Again, it's opposite day. We know how this rolls.
Yes, we do. We have seen it for almost 8 months, right?
Yep.
This isn't the first day we come up with this scenario. We've talked about this and dissected this. Yeah, that whole thing right there is so alarming and so telling.
Mm-hmm. Then we have another comment. She's scared of the bears, so why did she send the boys out there to look for Summer? Again, it's an opposite day. She's not scared of bears. Bears are scared of her. Okay? Not gonna lie, bears are scared of her. If there was such a clan of bears out in their woods, no, she would not have sent her kids out there. No, 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 no.
No, and what does she say? Oh, I sent the boys down there with their buck knives. What are they going to do? Fight the bears, Candace?
Mhm.
That just goes to show you it's all bullshit, every bit of it.
Then we have another one. Kevin, this is for you, Kevin. I think they were all involved in the sister's disappearance, and now they are all in this together. Dawn, Candace, and Grandma in this with Summer, and it's so, so sad.
Yep. You know, uh, I said this on our last live, I believe Friday. Um, Shoot, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I that is always in the back of my mind, um, that these two cases could, I don't want to say be connected, but the similarities of both cases is alarming. You cannot ignore that, in my opinion. Um, Especially after a couple of things that I seen Candace say about Rose. One of them was claw marks through her face on a picture, and the other one was to the effect that I'll put the bitch in the trunk,
Mhm.
you know. And but that's always in the back of my mind. I just don't think the time, for me, in my opinion, the timing just, I don't know. Don wasn't, he was in Arkansas, correct?
That's
Brooks?
what we've heard, that Candace and
Right.
Don were in Arkansas. And the coincidence is two missing people gone
Yep.
without a trace in one family. It's really strange. And I've often wondered if the holdup on solving Summer's case is also a connection with Rose.
That is an absolute awesome point right there. That's the way to say that.
Besides
Get
obviously wanting to find Summer.
right. Are they connected? I don't know, but like you just said, the same scenario in two families, the odds of that, you would have better odds of getting eaten by a great white shark. Period. For that to happen in two families without a trace is very alarming. It can't be ignored.
Yep, and Juicy Tequila Bobo has a great point too. I think Candace shaved her head because she idolized Robin, and Robin has long hair. Punishment
Ooh,
for that poor baby. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
boy, that's a great comment.
Yep.
I love how this channel's people think outside the box.
Best chat and best community on YouTube, without a doubt. Lisa said
Yes.
it's lottery odds. That is exactly right. It's like winning the lottery. Not that anybody won in this situation. Two people missing without a trace.
That's a great point, and that puts it into perspective. Thank
Mhm.
you, Lisa.
Yeah. All right. Last comment, then we will get to the show. Go back to the first interview with Dawn and Candace. Dawn said, "My fear is that she's locked in a dungeon where she cannot go outside. Watch Candace's face. He was describing what Candace did to her. How can you see that dungeon where they most likely locked her up, the bruises, how skinny she was, her head was shaved, and think she wasn't abused?" Oh, I believe she was abused.
Huh.
And when I heard this comment, I actually went back to WJHL. I watched the interview again, the first interview with those two together. I think her double take was looking at him, not why did you say that? It was, you're calling me out, dude.
Right. That's a great point. You
Yeah.
know, if you watch that interview, that's exactly what she does. And yeah, this is so many red flags, so alarming.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And those pictures, let me tell you something. If you take all of Summer's pictures that you can find and lay them out, you will see a decline in her health, her appearance, period. She looked, some of the pictures are absolutely, I mean, they're all heartbreaking, but some of them are so heartbreaking and they make you so angry because you don't need it written down on paper. You can look at pictures and tell what the hell's going on.
Yeah. To me, this is the most alarming picture, to be quite honest, because this was posted on a TikTok video the day after she disappeared. You put her in a
Yeah.
coffin, which is a funny prop at a restaurant. I get it. She was being goofy, having fun, but that's the picture you choose.
Yeah. With your daughter missing.
Your daughter
You,
missing.
you
Yep.
take a picture of her in a coffin.
Yep.
That is absolutely, if that's not alarming, I don't know what is.
Well, speaking of comments on the TBI Twitter, TBI's getting trolled. They're getting trolled, guys. Leslie Earnhardt, or Earhart, however you say it. I hate mispronouncing people's names, so forgive me. This was put up by a troll. LOL purchased more crack for TBI investigation. And FBI Knoxville, Summer Wells, not saying get crack for Summer Wells, Vigil for Summer, 7 Alibis, a PR program, a social media manager, CMD, Chris McDonough, is who she's talking about, taking, I don't know what that thing is, I don't know what that emoji is, are you at TBI Leslie? So then she got a picture of Chris McDonough, and she's, putting this at TBI, FBI. Pretty ballsy, not gonna lie. All right, so Leslie responds. Okay. She even tags the TBI newsroom with a picture of Summer. The more misinformation you spread, the more harm you cause. Those who legitimately care about finding Summer are asked to follow official sources for information. I am so glad that she responded to that, because the rumors and innuendo are insane. We all talk, we have our theories. We're like, yeah, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. But we don't call to tell them what we think could have happened. So I was really glad that she responded. I thought it was great.
And they aren't going to come out and tell us everything anyway. They've already told us the card unit has ruled out an abduction. They've already called it foul play. I don't think they can say anything more until arrests are made.
Or she wandered off.
Exactly. Yep.
I'm saying I don't think she wandered off, because according to her parents, and they won't even consider this, all they will consider is abduction. If she wandered off, they would have been looking for her. They weren't looking for her. I mean, even the worst parents in the world are going to go look for their child if they wandered off.
Yep, and they never did. So what does that tell you right there? She did not wander off, in my opinion, whatsoever, and absolutely not. She'd have been found.
Yeah. So I was really, really happy with everybody that showed up Friday morning to honor Summer for her birthday. We did not sing happy birthday, anything like that. Wasn't what we would consider a happy day. We were just showing her honor on her birthday. So a lot of you messaged me over the weekend, love it. And everybody in general was pretty pissed off. They were like, okay, on the screen, I'm going to show you. This is how Dawn's birthday was celebrated. There was balloons tied to the mailbox, a sign, happy birthday, Dawn, with a scripture from Jeremiah, strength in Jesus. Then there was a sign that said, happy birthday, Daddy. One thing after another. Dawn got celebrated. So then we get to how we celebrated Summer. So the three amigos go out in the yard, and here you go. Got a few balloons, and we just release them by the swing.
Absolutely pathetic, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Daddy, from your boys in Summer. Bull crap. I'd have been doing a prayer vigil with as many people that could show up to come help pray. No, they just stand up, outside their shithole and do this. That's it. That's it.
Well, people are saying they released 5 balloons instead of 6. I'm only counting 4. But hell, when they called 911, they thought she was 4. They might still think she's 4. I don't know.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I think I don't know. I'm running out of words.
I'm running out of words too, buddy. I'm running out of words. But anyway, that's the difference in how we celebrate birthdays up on the hill, if you know what I mean.
And that is so telling.
All right, guys. So what do we think's going to happen today at court? I got to check WJHL here in a second to see if court's going on right now or it's going to be 1 p.m. Do you guys think he's going to get a slap on the hand? I'm not concerned about the DUI. Not concerned about the DUI. Not that I'm concerned for Don anyway. Let me rephrase. People keep talking about the DUI. I get it. Even if he's had 5, I'm not looking at him getting jail time for that. It's the violation of probation. That's what I'm wondering. Are they going to put him in jail? Sometimes it's 30 days. Sometimes it's 6 months. Or he could just go home. I don't know. A lot of people are like, he's not going to jail. They're going to get a continuance or something like that, and probably so. So I'm going to put this up. Violating probation in Tennessee has its own particular legislative demands for serving probation. But there are a few common examples of ways people violate their probations. Committing more crimes, which he did, DUI is a crime, or involving yourself in a potentially criminal situation. Now, I'd say June 15th was a pretty potentially criminal.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Failing to attend meetings with your probation officer. Well, we know that he got the DUI. We know that he was on probation. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure since it wasn't anything violent, it's a DUI. I think it should be considered violent in every state, not just this case, because, got the potential to kill someone. But anyway, it could just turn out to be nothing.
Yeah, because as far as the DUI goes, more than likely he's going to get a fine. He's going to maybe only be able to drive to work, and that's it. He might be on tether. He might have a box at his house where he's got to blow into it and show his face, or in his car, you got to blow into it before you can even start the car. Community service. But yeah, I'm more interested in, I mean, they're both, crimes, but this probation violation is it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. That's for sure.
Oh, I think so too. So then I found this. What happens if you violate probation in Tennessee? You'll be given a warning. Okay. There's a very good chance that if your probation violation was considered minor or was just a mistake, you'll receive a warning. You'll be requested to appear in court. A judge will hear your case. A judge will give you a sentence. So, I mean, he basically got off with a warning when he walked out in November, late October, early November. So maybe today things have changed and they'll say, nah, I think we're going to have to put you away for a little bit. 5 days, 10 days, maybe 30. I don't know.
Well, in my opinion, the local law enforcement there, Ronnie Lawson, I bet you they'd love to put his ass in jail. I'm sure of it. I bet they're sick of him.
They got to be sick of him and her.
Exactly. I guarantee you law enforcement is like, I'm sure they've had enough of these two clowns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we're sick of them, they're sick of them.
Yep. That's probably their first thing when they come into work that day. These detectives and stuff, is priority. That's my opinion anyway. Yeah, they have got to be so sick and tired of this shit show, and the boys have been I guarantee you, law enforcement, I don't think they are chummy with them, and I don't think they like them whatsoever, in my opinion.
No, they probably come rolling in the mornings going, hey, did we have anything overnight on Ben Hill Road?
Yeah, that's probably the first question of the day when they have a meeting. Okay, what went on last night over there in the shithole?
Yeah. How many weird calls did we get of people seeing stuff on YouTube? Were they up there drinking and fighting? The whole thing. So I did find a video where this guy kind of breaks it down a little better for us. So hang on. You ready, Kevin?
I was born ready, Sparky.
Alrighty.
with Jones and Associates PC in Cleveland, Tennessee. We service Hamilton County, Bradley County, McMinn County, Polk County, Marion County, and we go outside those areas at times on an as-needed basis. Today, I want to talk to you about a criminal law subject, and it is violation of probation. Um, you wouldn't believe it if you're not into this area yet, but this occurs quite often, and the penalties are very strict, can be. But generally, what happens is this. Let's say that you had a felony conviction for possession and resale of a controlled substance. You were convicted or pled guilty and served your time. However, in sentencing, you were entitled to a length of time period of parole. Well, parole is sentencing, but it's an effort to keep you out of jail. Generally, in a parole situation, you're assigned to a parole officer, and you have to either come in personally on a certain basis, monthly, bi-weekly, it depends, and meet with the parole officer. Sometimes on less serious offenses, you can call in and talk to your parole officer about what's going on at that point in time. But there are restrictions, and particularly on walk-in situations, you can be tested for drugs or alcohol, and if you're found to have those.
That's what I'm wondering. When he goes to court, if he's going to get tested. And people are wondering who this guy is on the screen. He's a lawyer from Tennessee, and he's basically talking about probation violation. So I'm wondering if they're going to test old Donnie Boy today. I don't know.
I hope they do. And in my opinion, it'll probably fail.
Light up like a Christmas tree.
Yepper.
You're guilty of violation of probation. Your probation officer pretty much has wide discretion on what type of penalties that he or she can suggest for you, and it depends on.
So he explained that they want to keep him out of jail. So now Don is a different circumstance because his daughter is missing, and he is a person of interest. Everyone's a suspect. They haven't specifically named him, but he hasn't been cleared. All right, so let's keep that in mind.
Probation officer to probation officer as to what those suggestions are going to be. It also depends on your record of compliance. It depends on your relationship with that person and many other factors. But just to make you aware, if you get seriously into violation of probation issues and have done it more than one time, and you're starting to get in a bit of trouble, ultimately, you could be looking at a problem that's going to be about as bad as the problem you had when you were originally convicted or pled guilty of the crime. And I'm talking about significant jail time and other items. There are other things that many times you can't do according to your agreement or the sentencing. Firearms, you can't have firearms, drugs. There can be a laundry list of things.
He's had both.
And you can run into weird situations. For example, what if you're on parole and you can't be around firearms, and your significant other is a security officer or a police officer and carries firearms for a living? That makes it pretty tough. And those situations really need to be handled up front with the judge when sentencing is done. But there is a possibility that if it's happened earlier and you just met this person, then you can hire an attorney to go back into court and see what they can do with the sentencing, maybe to define it a little bit more with the judge. Now, if you're getting along with the parole officer, it's possible as a first option, to talk to he or she about the situation and see if anything can be done with it at that level. We're at 140 North Ocoee Street in Cleveland, 37311. If you have any questions. My email is joneslaw08@gmail.com, and you can send anything confidentially. My phone number is 423-424-6208. Bradley N. Wilson.
All right, we're not trying to get business for his law firm in Tennessee. Anyway, so he's kind of breaking it down for us, and there's a lot of different scenarios. Now, Don has had guns and drugs during his probation, or his probation. That goes without saying. We also have a very strange scenario. His daughter is missing, and he hasn't been cleared as a suspect. It might go a little different than what everyone's saying, that he's just going to walk out. I don't know. 12-Step Woman, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you.
And let's not forget, he's already been to prison once. You know, I don't know. I'm not positive, but when you leave prison, you're on parole, correct?
Well, this is from what happened in October of 2020.
Right.
So this was from that, not from when he was in prison.
I'm sure
he did fine with that. I mean, that obviously he got through that.
Right.
So this is from the whole Jose situation in October of 2020. So he was. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you made a great point. You know, there are guns and there are drugs around there. Period. You're not supposed to have any of it.
Yep. B. Royal said, new in chat, but my curiosity is when my ex-husband, who had 2 DUIs in Tennessee, first he was put on probation and had to apply for a hardship license. Took over a week, license suspended on the scene. That's how it is in most states, and I guarantee that's how it is in Tennessee. Yet Don's been driving around. He walked out of the courthouse in November and just drove home. Hell, when Brian Inton was at the property, he had already had the DUI, and he drove right up. He's still driving around. It's the craziest thing. The craziest thing.
Yeah, and I've said this before in life, my opinion, you know, letting him do all that, is this strategy or is it just the way it is? I don't know. Running around free willy-nilly.
Yeah, she said this was Tennessee. So if her ex-husband lost his license on the spot, like I said, which is how most states do it, then he didn't have a license and he just drove out. I mean, this is how what's the word I'm looking for? Just how in your face, I'll do whatever I want to do. Rules don't apply to me. And just drove right out of the courthouse. I'm going to check WJHL real quick. Hold on, guys. See if they have any update. If he went to court at 9, it's going to be out. Just bear with me. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Yeah, I don't see anything yet, but I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's just ridiculous. Okay, none of your business. It's at 1 p.m. People were still saying it was at 9, so I don't know. So back to the birthday, and then we'll get back to that. All right, so Candace and Dawn talked to another creator Friday morning. Separately, they weren't on the same call. Candace said there's nothing happy about this day. I mean, I agree with you on that one, Candace. I can't imagine you guys having any happy days since June 15th. We've seen you guys have a lot of fun. Not gonna lie. Then she goes into how she had a lot of errands to run that day and stuff like that. Dawn complained that Tucker Drywall's wife is being harassed. I don't know why that would be bothering you on your daughter's birthday, but hey, I'm not you, Dawn. And I don't know why anybody would be harassing the owner's wife. But then again, I don't believe half the stuff they say. That's the reason we kind of look around it, if you know what I mean. Dawn also said he had a lot of errands to run that day. So, I mean, they both had errands to run and said it wasn't a happy day. And then we're concerned about Tucker Drywall, the wife, being harassed. That was basically the gist of it.
I apologize for getting out and coming back in. I had to do it 3 times, and yeah, it is freaking aggravating.
Well, you're going to have your new laptop pretty soon, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Yes, ma'am. And that right there is blows me away. Such a generous gift. It blows me away, and I want to thank everyone for that.
No problem. So WVLT, I think it was the day before Summer's birthday, they put a video up. Now, I'm not so much concerned about the birthday stuff, but Search and Rescue talked, and I really wanted to hear this. All right, so hold on. You ready, Kev?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Erin Barnett. And I'm Kelly Smith. Today we're helping you beat those winter blues with Winter Blues. And remember, you always have a place at the Southern table.
We'll see you then. When Summer Wells went missing back in June, she was 5 years old. Tomorrow is her 6th birthday. Our Sam Luther talked with first responders who helped in the search and people who just aren't letting Summer's story be forgotten.
June 15th was the last time Summer Wells was seen in the Hawkins County community. People like Haley Justine Thompson aren't letting the trail go cold.
We want to keep her in the light, and we want to keep her name out there.
Friday, February 4th, marks Summer's 6th birthday. Over the past few days, Thompson and others have celebrated Summer both in Kingsport and across state lines in North Carolina. First responders with the Churchill Rescue Squad remember the first days of the search.
Our goal was obviously to locate her, that night, and then we went to that next morning, and then we just kept going for a total of 14 days in a row of nonstop, being there.
The TBI says they've received over 8.
Imagine the odds. Like you said, we just kept going and kept going and kept going, and you can't find a little girl. That's the reason the wandered off thing doesn't make any sense to me. None.
Absolutely. Because I would assume, okay, I'm assuming here, that when law enforcement showed up to look for Summer, that went on all night, all day the next. If she would have wandered off, in my opinion, they would have found that little girl, period.
It's happened in other cases. It happened in Colorado. It happened recently in Tennessee. It happened with little Vady in Alabama. And yeah, when they wander off, they find them. They find them. That's the reason, they say it's an abduction. Card unit says no abduction. We got foul play. We also have a sister missing in Wisconsin that vanished without a trace.
1,800 tips, but none have panned out. Chris Vaughn details the challenges crews on the ground were facing.
The radio systems that we have in this county are so terrible that to be able to communicate from the command post to just the people in where the wood area was, where they were actually actively searching, it was so hard. So we actually had good radios brought in from Sullivan County.
Vaughn says crews still go out to the Beech Creek area to search every now and then, The last time it happened was a few weeks ago, following up on every tip they received while the community continues their efforts.
We're going to be honoring Summer tomorrow on her birthday with 6 minutes of silence. So we would love for people to join in and just think of her and pray for her during those 6 minutes.
Through a family spokesperson, Don and Candace Wells say, quote, "This is a tender day to us. We miss our Summer with all our hearts."
Who the hell's the spokesperson? Because they don't leave a name. I don't know. Ridiculous. You know, you can talk to YouTubers, but you can't talk to the news. That rubs me the wrong way.
In Hawkins County, Sam Luther, WVLT News.
And there's this. Summer's parents are going to release a video for her birthday at midnight, about 6 hours away. You'll be able to see it in the WVLT News.
Well, they didn't make the video, okay? There's just no way. All right?
Of course not. They were probably high and drunk.
No, they didn't make any video. We know that. No. Hey, guys, I see a lot of new names in here. Welcome. Hit that sub button. So what I'm hearing is it's going to be live streamed today. I'm going to put another stream up for noon my time, which is Central Time. So that'd be 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If there's no live stream, we'll chat for a little bit, and then we'll come back when we have the outcome. All right, so hit that sub button, please. Hit the bell. Get reminded. And as I promised everybody on Friday, we have Cats Part 5. This 6-part documentary about Summer is mind-blowing. Amazing work. I'm actually going to put the link up too. Maybe Kat can come join us if she's not busy. I'm going to put it up right now. Okay, Kevin?
Oh, I'm ready. This job that Kat did is absolutely awesome, and it's bar none. It is great.
This one is really hard, okay, because you actually hear Summer's voice.
Oh.
We had a lot of crying going on Friday with, you know, everything we were talking about, and especially hearing the song Let It Go and everything. This brings me to tears too. So bear with me. Hold on.
Yeah, Friday was absolutely heartbreaking.
Yes, it was. All right, there's our girl Cat.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 6 Candles for Summer, the series in which we are remembering and honouring Summer Wells' story. Today in part 5, I'd really like to go over some of the voice clips that we have of Summer. These have been played early on in the investigation and they are available on Candace Wells' TikTok videos. But I felt it was really important that during this series we got to hear Summer's voice. So part 5 is called The Voice of an Angel. That was from a really rainy day in Tennessee. The next video I could literally watch all day long. It's of Summer Wells on her swing, and listen to the happiness and excitement in her voice. It's so precious.
I'm going to replay that a little bit. I'm going to answer this comment. So sick of people talking mess about what a horrible person Dawn is, but what about Candace? Oh, Candace is the worst. We're equal opportunity around here. You all are set out to get Dawn and only Dawn. Pathetic. No, I want Candace too. Oh, I want Candace too. We're talking about Dawn today because Dawn has court. He is the topic of conversation today. Oh, trust me. I want that abusive mother under the jail. No, trust me, we're equal opportunity here. Trust me.
Listen to the happiness and excitement in her voice. It's so precious. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched that clip today. The next clip is when there was a thunderstorm. Summer is outside and there's lightning. In this clip you get to hear her very inquisitive nature.
There's lightning, really. There's lightning, really.
I really felt it was important.
There's Kat. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I didn't realize you were back there.
No, that's okay. Hi. Hi, everyone.
I'm going to replay that real quick. Again, Kat, amazing, amazing work.
Thank you.
Work. I had a comment saying they don't have enough to charge the parents. No, they obviously don't. I agree. I think they're building a case, and I mean, they don't have Summer. But I'm not going to ignore the fact, even if they have absolutely nothing to do with her disappearance, she was a very abused little girl. And it's extremely, extremely sad.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
There's lightning, really.
I really felt it was important that you didn't hear too much of my voice today. I wanted this part to be especially about Summer's voice. The next part is from when she was having fun at the waterfall. been really refreshing today to sit and watch and listen to these clips. I hope you've enjoyed them too. The fifth candle for Summer is because it was such a privilege to hear her voice. I'd like her to know that we hear her and we see her. That is such a powerful reminder of why we will never forget her. Thank you for watching part 5 of 6 Candles for Summer. Part 6 will be the concluding episode, but I'd really like to encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss my further content and updates. Thank you.
Great job, Kat.
Thank you. It was a real
Great.
privilege to hear those clips. I really liked making that video because it was just, there's so few clips of Summer actually speaking. You don't really hear her voice or hear her laughing or anything like that. I thought that was quite interesting in itself, that it was so difficult to find clips of Summer talking. But I'm really glad that I did find them because it was a lovely video to make all round.
Well, you did it, and it's absolutely wonderful. I mean, you know, when she was asking what lightning is, you hear her laughing on the swing. What'd you think, Kevin?
Well, Kat, first of all, beautiful job. Seriously, very awesome. A couple things I picked up. Those, who in the hell lets their kids play on a rock waterfall like that? That is so dangerous. That is absolutely. I mean, if you look at that, if Summer would have slipped, or the boy or whoever was there, it would not have been a good ending. It looked dangerous to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And the other thing, in my opinion, when they were watching the lightning, if lightning would have struck Candace, Summer'd probably still be here.
Kevin.
That's a very good scenario, Kevin. I think if lightning struck Candace, she would still actually be okay. I don't think anything could take that beast down.
But do you agree that waterfall? Would you let your kids play on that?
My kids were very hard to keep wrangled, if you know what I mean.
Right.
They were pretty wild, and so they would have had a blast there, let me tell you.
I agree with that. I think I would have told at least Summer to get down off the rocks. I don't know. That's just me.
But it would have made me a nervous wreck because, like you said, slip, hit your head, fall in the water, and then what? You know, there's a lot of stuff there. But no, yeah, you can't ever be too careful with your kids. No. But Kat, that was an absolutely amazing video. And it is dangerous. It is dangerous. And I'm just being honest with everybody. My boys were wild. They were into everything. Man, I'm telling you.
Yep.
I
Me too.
don't think danger was forefront of Candace's mind, like, ever with her kids.
I agree 100% what you just said, Brooks. But as far as I go, I wouldn't have stood there and filmed it. I would have said, get off the rocks and play in the water. It's, maybe it's not a big deal, but in my opinion, it was a very dangerous place to play. Wet rocks, that high up, land on your head, cancel Christmas, period.
Yep, exactly. Katrina said, at Brooks, why didn't CW, who's Candace, answer Summer's question, why does it do that? Because Candace doesn't know why it does that. Candace is an idiot.
But also, I think it sounded a little bit dismissive to some people as well, that she just went, it's lightning, baby. Like, stop asking questions. I'm, out here getting high and you're watching the lightning. Like, it was just a bit dismissive, I think.
Yeah, it's a wonder she didn't have her hold a metal pole.
Right.
She's an idiot.
I kind of just wanted her to explain to her that, I know she can't really explain what lightning is, but it would just been nice for her to have engaged with Summer at that point and to have heard the conversation between them. I kind of felt sad when I listened to that clip because I just did feel like it was a bit dismissive of a child who was so interested in what was happening.
Absolutely. She is very dismissive. I mean, because trust me, my sons have asked me questions I couldn't answer. And I would come up with something just so I wasn't like, I don't know, leave me alone type of thing. I mean, one time they asked me if Jesus was nice and if I knew him when he was a little boy. I was like, yeah, he was great.
Yeah, those kind of questions you have to cherish. My grandson said to me one night, he said, Papa, when you die, is it painful? And I was like, oh, there's a question from a third grader that absolutely stunned me.
It's like, buddy, I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Well, how about this? Let's do Kevin's Daily Rant. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Bring it, Kevin.
I will. I'll try. Oh, bullshit. Okay. My rant today, I wrote this down. But anyway, okay. Soda becomes vodka. Bikes become cars. Kisses turn into sex. Remember when getting high meant swinging on the playground? When protection meant wearing a helmet? When the worst thing you could get from boys were cooties? Your dad's shoulder was the highest place on earth, and your mom was your hero. Your worst enemies were your siblings. Race issues were about who ran the fastest. War was only a card game. And cough medicine was the only drug you knew. And Looney Tunes were a cartoon, not society's behavior. I've got a few more here. When wearing a skirt didn't make you a slut or a whore, the worst pain you felt was skinning your knees. Walking down a hallway with a woman meant nothing. Appearances were nothing. And the only goodbyes meant waiting till tomorrow, and we couldn't wait to grow up, huh? When giving hugs didn't require a mask. When giving your kids punishment didn't mean beating them physically and mentally. That's for my rant today, and I am going to leave it on that to think about.
Excellent, Kevin. Thank you.
You are well. It wasn't a screaming rant, but it was a rant. Remember when?
You've been very calm today, Kevin.
Yes, I have. I had enough excitement over the weekend.
You had a lot of stuff going on over the weekend.
Yes, we
I put
did.
the link up if anybody wants to come up and give us your ideas on what you think's going to happen when Donnie Boy goes to court. But Kevin, that was an excellent rant. Thank you.
No, thank you for letting me be a voice on this channel. And thank everyone for listening.
Yep. And Lisa said, hang on. Lisa Irwin said, excellent rant. A lot to think about. Yep. Danny at Brooks, she went missing right before school started and when she could talk. Anyone with kids knows you never know what's going to come out of their mouths. Kat's clip was huge. I agree. Kat, you knocked it out of the park.
She always does.
Yep.
That's really interesting though, because I know somebody else who had several children, and as soon as they were, it doesn't directly relate, but as soon as they were old enough to talk, she just wanted more children. She didn't more babies that couldn't talk. She was really like dismissive of her children, and every time one of her children would speak, she would shut them down and tell them to be quiet and all of that, and then she'd just have another baby because she didn't want children that could speak. I find that quite an interesting point.
Well, I think it's a great point. I think it's a great point. Vicky said, if Donnie goes to jail, Candace will get wasted tonight. Just my prediction. I have a feeling Candace is already wasted. All right. Don't mean to break
Yeah.
anyone's bubble. I have a feeling we're already in that plastic jug of R&R.
Yeah.
She's already wasting oxygen.
Yeah, she's already doing that. So she's double wasted. ICU, first offense DUI in Tennessee, 48 hours to 11 months, 29 days. Yeah, that's on the books. Okay. Not going to lie. That's on the books. We have a local. I'm not going to say the name. All right. They all got past what they went through. They've had 3 in Tennessee and never served a day in jail.
Mm.
All right. So, I just don't hold out a lot of hope that he's going to be put in jail. I mean, they could have put him in jail back in November and kept him till today, and they didn't do it.
Right. I think he's going to get a slap on the wrist, Brooks, if that. I think I know you say it starts at 1 p.m. So I was going to say earlier that by noon he'd be home deep in his bottle of R&R, but I'm guessing by about 2 p.m. he's going to be at home deep in his bottle of R&R, carrying on life as normal because, what has he got to worry about? He hasn't got a job. He hasn't got kids to worry about anymore. So, no responsibilities, no job, no problem.
Right. And
He'll walk out. He'll drive himself home. Candace won't show her face because she knows news cameras are going to be there.
She's probably too drunk anyway.
And they'll go home, and they'll probably get into it, and they'll have something to celebrate. Oh, we did it again. They don't have got shit on me.
Yeah, that Jeepers delight comes back into it every time, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, what I wouldn't do to be the
look on Don's
judge
face
today.
right now, or not right now, but I can see the smug look on Don's face when he walks out of that courtroom today, smiling like he did on the Dr. Phil show.
I agree. B. Royal said, I do feel it will be continued. I have a feeling it's going to get continued too. I don't think a decision is going to be made today, or it's just going to be, look, we gave you a warning about the violation of parole or probation violation, whatever you call it. So now what you have to do is, before you come back, because he's got to come back to court.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you've got to start alcohol counseling. You got to start on your community service. You got to start paying on these fines, and then he'll go back, and then it'll take about a year to get through just the DUI.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, what I wouldn't do to be a judge for a day.
How about we do that? Let's make Kevin a judge for the day.
Can be judge, jury, and executioner.
One day, a judge and a lawmaker. Just one day.
I think the prisons would be full by the end of the day.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I kind of think that Don's going to probably get away with this today. And if he has to do drug and alcohol counselling or whatever he has to do in that respect, he's been offered that several times and turned it down. So it might not be the worst idea for him,
No.
My prediction is a continuance.
Can you explain what that means? Because I don't know.
What they'll do is they'll say, we need you back in court.
Right.
On say today's the 7th. They say we'll see you back here, say May 15th. I'm not saying that's when he's going back. I'm just pulling a date out. And in the meantime, we need you to go have a drug and alcohol assessment. We need you to go to a victim's impact. I read about what the requirements are in Tennessee, and that does not mean that's what they're going to have him do.
No, but that's a possibility.
Let me see. I put the wrong state. Wait.
So if they do something to him, then he would come back for sentencing, or would they do all that in the same day?
Oh, no, he's going to have several court dates after this.
Okay.
All right. So $350 to $1,000 in fines. If it's his first one, I have a hard time buying that. Anyway, ignition interlock device.
What is that?
That's like he's got to blow into it in order to use his vehicle.
Oh, I see. So it stops you from starting the car unless you pass the breath test or something.
Yep. Victims impact panel, a drug and alcohol assessment, community service. They're going to keep him busy. So every time he goes back to court, they're going to see what he's doing on like his classes and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see.
You know, if it gets him off YouTube and gets him doing something productive with his life. I mean, it's not like he's spending all of his time looking for his daughter, is it? So
yeah, he's got time on his hands. We know that for a damn fact.
He's going to have a bunch of it coming down the road.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen, buddy.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, especially from the point of view of someone in a different country like me. It's interesting to see how these things work.
What would they do where you're at, Kat, over this? Any ideas?
Well, parts of that, what he's going to go to court for, aren't offences necessarily, or aren't separate offences. So like open container isn't a separate offence in the UK. It would just be called drunk driving or driving under the influence, DUI. But you go to court, and if you killed someone while you were drink driving, I think another creator from the UK, her son was killed by a drunk driver, and the drunk driver got 8 months in prison, and he killed her son.
Wow.
Yeah, and the sentences aren't tough at all. If you don't actually kill anyone, and you just get a fine. Mostly you just pay maybe a £200, so probably about $170 fine. And you get points on your license, and you can only get, I don't know how many points it is. I think you can only have 6 or 12 points on your license, and you lose your license. So a second offence would get you more points, a third offence would get you more points, and then eventually you would lose your license. If you don't kill, I mean, even if you do kill anyone, you rarely spend time in jail. But if you don't kill anybody, you get a fine, slap on the wrist, basically.
Well, I'm in Michigan. I don't know if I've ever told even Brooks this. My daughter's husband, 4 months after they got married, got killed by a drunk driver. Him and his friend both died instantly. And that son of a bitch only got 8 years. Now that is messed up.
I mean, 8 months is about this other creator from the UK that has spoken about it several times on her channel, that the person that killed her son drunk driving got 8 months in prison. And because of the way that the UK justice system works, you only actually have to do a half of your sentence before you're eligible to come out. So he did 4 months in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to 8 for killing someone drunk driving.
Yeah. The man that killed my daughter's husband and his friend, he was doing 60 miles an hour in a 25. And he killed both of them. And he gets only 8 years, and he's not even going to do the full 8 years.
No.
And in my opinion, that is absolutely, me and my wife were, and we still are, so livid over that, because it changed my daughter's life path, and she ended up dying on fentanyl, and a lot of this played into it. So,
wow,
so sad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's Kevin. I did not even know that about your son-in-law. I had no idea.
Nobody did. I've never told anyone besides family.
Oh, Kev, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's devastating. And I don't think that people that do go out drink driving care at all about what the consequences of it might be. And I think that that's my problem with it. My issue with it is you may just go out drink driving and not get caught. You may go out drink driving and get caught and get a slap on the wrist and a £200 fine. Or you may go out drink driving, kill someone and spend 4 months in prison for it. And you've completely changed that other person's life. You know, they don't seem to have any care about the consequences. I've never
Nope.
ever put one single mouthful of alcohol in myself and got in my car, not even one, because it's just so dangerous. I would not be able to live with myself if I ever did something like that. And that is a standard that I hold myself to. I know not
Mhm.
everybody else does, but I just feel so strongly about people drink driving. It actually makes me really angry. So I kind of wish that Don was going to go to court today and get put in prison for, for months or a year or something. But ultimately, it wouldn't even happen in this country. So it's not likely to happen in your country,
No.
Right. And one more thing, that son of a bitch, you know what he did?
What?
The impact was so hard. He had I believe it was, yeah, a Blazer. He ended up in the back seat. And after the crash, people come running out because it was loud. They snapped the telephone pole. And and that son of a bitch was crawling from the back seat, telling people not to call the police. Unbelievable. Man, that shit happens.
And drunks always survive the crashes.
Yeah, because their senses are relaxed. So because they're drunk. So usually
Yep.
if you're relaxed, your bones don't break as easily because you're, if you're tensed up waiting for an impact to happen, you're likely to be more hurt than if you were relaxed at the time of the impact. I know someone that got hit by a bus, and the bus was driving behind them, and they got knocked over by this bus so hard that they felt like they flew into a shop window. And they got up and walked off because they were just relaxed walking along and the bus hit them. Had they been watching that bus approach and tensed up their body, they would probably have died from that. So I guess that's why drunk drivers usually survive.
Yeah, they do. I was in, I think, junior high, and a friend of mine, her sister, she worked at the mall, and she was on her way home. This guy came across the highway, across. It was 4-lane highway,
Wow.
hit her head on. He got out of the car and walked away. She's 17 years old. She worked at the makeup counter, I think at Clinique. She died on impact. He was able to get out of the car and walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, he left the wreck and everything and just took off walking down the highway.
Wow.
And she died on impact. Yeah. He's locked up. Don't get me wrong. I think they gave him 25 years. I don't know how the hell that happened, but he got 25 years. So I did see this. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that Don's had 2 before. Of course, Don tells the truth all the time, and he says he's first. We believe everything Don says, right?
Yeah.
That's being sarcastic, guys. Okay, so if it is his third, he could receive a 10-year suspension of his license, but he has to keep the interlock on it. Now, to have the interlock on your car, your truck, whatever, you have to pay a monthly fee for that.
And that is a fact.
Or it will not start the car. That means he won't grab the Subaru, doesn't mean he won't take another car.
Right, I was going to say, does that get put on all of his vehicles or just the one that they...
You just have to put it on one.
So he could just basically drive around in grandma's truck for a couple of months.
Or have somebody else blow in the thing to start the car. I'm sure they'd use the boys if they were there.
Well, you can't use Candace, so Grandis, you better not use mouthwash. Don's got to go somewhere.
I'd love it if you could blow in it and it would give you feedback. Like, so you blow in it and it goes, "Not today, you fucking drunk cunt."
Not today, Satin.
Oh, those assholes will have fun with it. They'll be on YouTube going, "Look how drunk we are. Look, we can't even start the car." It's like, no, what you're drinking, you could put in the tank and it will start.
Truth. And that's a fact, Kevin.
Good.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
My God. Well, guys, I'm going to start winding this down. We're going to be back here in about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Like I said, I keep hearing they're going to live stream this. I don't know that for a fact, but I want us all to catch it together and watch our faces fall off one way or another. If there is no live stream, hey, we'll just chit chat and shoot the shit. And within hopefully the time we're talking, something will come out on JHL or WVLT. Okay, guys?
Excellent.
Hit
Yep.
that sub button. Get reminded. Make yourself a little alert on your cell phone or whatever, because we're going to be back here in about an hour and a half. But in the meantime, hit that sub button. All right. Kat, say your goodbyes. And again, my friend, thank you for your amazing video.
No, thank you, Brooks, and thank you so much for having me up. Thank you, everyone in chat. Sorry, I said the C word. I did try to say it quietly. And I'll see you guys on the next show. Thank you.
But it's so eloquent when you say it. When I say it, people are like, you filthy bitch. I can't believe you said that. But it comes out of you. You can say anything and it doesn't even raise a hair. It's poetic when you say it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
I'll
you,
catch you on
Kat.
the next show, guys. No worries, Kevin. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, baby. All right, Kevin, you can say your goodbyes. I'm going to close this down and get the show set up for noon Central Time, which is an hour and a half.
Yes, ma'am. I want to thank everybody for being here today from the bottom of our hearts. It means so much to be in Summer's Army and all the other kids' Army. And like I always say, give your kids a hug or a kiss today. And if you don't have kids, tell a family member that you love them. If you don't have a family member, tell your pet. And if you don't have anything, you're all alone, tell yourself, because you are loved and you can show love.
Absolutely. Gotta love yourself, or you treat other people like garbage. And we talk about garbage people on this channel every day.
And
All right,
that's
guys.
a fact.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Got some bad people out there. All right, guys, hit that sub button. Give it a like. In between shows, love to talk to you. Send me an email. I'll get you into Discord. It's fun in there. People say, oh, Discord, that doesn't sound good. It's no drama. We have fun. We're friends. It's wonderful. So in the meantime, we will see you back here in about an hour and a half and see what happens to Donnie Boy. Have a great hour and a half. See you back shortly. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Love you.